The mystery of human existence lies not in just staying alive, but in finding something to live for. Fyodor Dostoevsky. Prepare yourself to experience the life of a literary genius, Fyodor Dostoevsky, the Russian master who explored the depths of the human soul and left a legacy that continues to challenge us to explore who we are and the world we live in. Born on December 11th, 2021, Dostoevsky had a life marked by challenges, tragedies, and poverty. However, it was in this context that he managed to create some of the most remarkable masterpieces of literature. Before we continue, be sure to like, subscribe to our channel, and of course share this video with anyone who loves literature. His childhood was lonely and marked by a brutal trauma. His father, an authoritarian man, was murdered by peasants, an event that would leave deep scars for the rest of his life. According to some scholars, this was the moment that awakened in him a more tragic sense of guilt and punishment. In his youth, Dostoevsky followed a very different path than you might expect. He studied military engineering, but he abandoned it all to dedicate himself to literature. And it worked, at least at first. His first novel, Poor Folk, was an immediate success, and critics hailed him as a rising literary talent in Russia. But that early success didn't last long. At the age of 27, he was arrested. Why? For taking part in an intellectual circle that discussed ideas considered dangerous by the Tsarist regime. The sentence was severe, death. Dostoevsky was taken to the execution ground, heard the rifles being prepared, and waited for the end. But seconds before the shots were fired, everything changed. He had been pardoned, but it wasn't an act of mercy. It was psychological torture, a cruel performance, one that would change his mind forever. Instead of execution, he was sent to a forced labor camp in Siberia. There, he lived among criminals, thieves, and murderers, men who had lost everything, yet still carried a fragment of humanity within them. And it was from this direct encounter with the darkest side of life that the greatest parts of his literature were born. Dostoevsky came to see human beings differently, not as simply good or evil, but as a moral battlefield, where both forces are in constant tension. When he was finally released, he was broken. He suffered from epilepsy, recurrent depression, and struggled with a devastating gambling addiction, drowning in debt, surrounded by chaos. It was in this very state that he created some of the greatest works in world literature. Crime and Punishment: The Limits of Human Freedom. Published in 1866, Crime and Punishment tells the story of Raskolnikov, a former student who commits a double murder to test his philosophical theory that some extraordinary people have the right to break moral and social laws to achieve their goals. Afterward, he is tormented by guilt, remorse, and police investigation, prompting him to question his own nature and seek redemption. A central theme is the limit of human freedom. How far can a person freely choose their actions without being bound by society, religion, or conscience? Dostoevsky explores this through the contrast of ordinary versus extraordinary people. Ordinary people follow laws and morals, live mediocre, conformist lives, and cannot change the world or themselves. Extraordinary people consider themselves above rules, with superior intellect and will, capable of great deeds, even sacrificing lives for an ideal. Raskolnikov sees himself as extraordinary, believing his crime can be justified as a noble act. He idolizes figures like Napoleon, who achieved power and glory through violence. Yet reality crushes his theory. Guilt and conscience trap him, and he realizes freedom is illusory. He confronts societal judgment, embodied by the detective Porfiry Petrovich. Raskolnikov faces an internal conflict between reason and emotion, arrogance and humility, pride and compassion. He is ultimately influenced by Sonia, a prostitute who symbolizes faith, goodness, and hope. She awakens love in him, guides him toward confession and acceptance of punishment, and helps him reconcile with God and life. Dostoevsky presents human freedom as complex, limited, and conditioned by internal and external factors. Freedom involves responsibility, repentance, and transformation. Crime and punishment invites reflection on existence, morality, justice, guilt, and redemption. I hope you enjoyed this reflection. This is truly a fascinating book. After such an impactful reading, we begin to understand why classics are considered classics. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment about what you liked most. And if you've already read the work, what stood out to you the most. I hope to see you in the next video.